sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service at this time.
I just choked down chocolate chip cookies and Grandpa's femur. Femur.
We make money now?
No, we had to pay
So
them.
this episode, it's just too slippery. I'm slicing everything.
Every time I swing my 5-iron, it goes up that guy's ass.
Welcome to the Sad Dads Club podcast. Here's your host, Jim and Foo.
Steve Jobs would fix it. Tim Apple wouldn't.
No, Tim Apple would be like, fucking, it's your problem.
It's a feature.
Yeah.
If you knew how to use your Apple device, sir, all of these passwords would have been, assimilated.
Maybe if you had, I don't know, maybe remembered your password,
Right.
Mr. Jim,
Yeah.
and you would be able to log in without any problem, and you wouldn't have to rely on technology to remember that password.
Right. Or if you just weren't such an old bastard and you couldn't remember the password that you used 24 hours ago.
It was just like a day ago, right? It was. I think it was last night because I was trying to log in on the same computer last night.
Really?
Yeah, because this is where I have Illustrator. I have it on my Mini.
Oh.
Illustrator's on this, so I was trying to do stuff in Illustrator, and I'm like, well, fuck, I'll just save them to this, because I was having problems fucking file sharing for some reason, and I could go one way but not the other, but then I needed to be on that machine and get to this machine, but I couldn't, so then I had to upload everything from this machine, which I didn't want to do, because I didn't want to copy it there. I just wanted to be able to get to it.
Yeah,
it was this thing, right?
Your fucking struggle is hilarious to me, because we were literally working on Teespring last night.
I know.
Like, upload this. And you're like, okay, well, give me a bit. And then fucking tweet posting. So I know you were on the site, and now you're like, I don't know what the password is. God damn it, you motherfucker.
Well, do you know how many passwords in a work day that I have to deal with?
God,
It's brutal.
It wouldn't surprise me.
I mean,
mine is...
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Well, I have multiple machines at work that I have to log in through over VPN. I have VPN passwords. I have passwords from my user account at work. I have passwords from my email. And then I have two-factor authentication on top of all that. So when you log into the email, you got to go check your messages to get the code to go back to the email.
Fuck.
Because that email now doesn't work on my computer in the mail client because the mail client is two big system revisions back in, and that machine can't be upgraded to the latest because it's too old.
Holy shit.
Dude, it's a fucking thing, dude.
If you have these problems, you too may be a sad dad. And welcome to the Sad Dads Club podcast. I'm the Lord Foo.
And I'm Jim.
Welcome to episode 98.
98, yeah.
There you go.
And we are password sad.
Yeah, password sad.
We'll figure it out. I think I sent you at some time a password for that account. And I thought I had put it into my notes. Like, because I have a notes thing for all of the SDCP password stuff.
Yeah.
And, of course, I go there, and it's not there. So then I'm like, well, I don't know what it is.
I don't know.
I mean, at least
hopefully someone saved it. This app.
Well, my machine at home is just always logged in. It doesn't ever ask me to log in.
Yeah, because you're always the stasis.
Yeah. And so I just open up the website, and it just goes. But then I reset the password last night to turn on two-factor authentication and to try and make sure the password was saved on the computer. But apparently this computer doesn't have that password because it's not syncing.
It's not syncing.
I haven't deep dived into that. But
this whole thing stems from like the new merch stuff that we have. Yeah. Like so over I wanted to put time into some of the t-shirt stuff and the die-cast stuff. Like the stickers for like Hydro Flasks and whatnot. But that didn't end up happening until today's Wednesday. I meant to do that over the weekend, and that didn't happen until last night where I finally managed to have some free time.
Yeah.
And I'm crunching through it, and I'm like, we need to get some stuff there. I already have these ideas. Most of them were like 90% the way there. You had a really funny haha ad lib to the
well, I hope you thought that was
I'm
funny.
naked. Yeah,
okay.
Naked when I do it. And both of those ideas come from prior episodes.
Yeah,
like the hair tarantulas was a reference to the shit in the shower from the girls.
Show conversation.
And I can't remember where the Naked When I Do It, but I think it was the funny hot. It was even a title of one of the episodes.
Oh, was it?
I think so.
Oh, I don't know.
So the ideas that we have for some of the shirts and stuff all come from the shows that we've done.
Yeah.
So if you find those funny, anyway, so I'm working on those, and I get to the point where I'm like, I'm ready, and I go start looking through my email for what I think would probably be you saying, "Hey, here's like the Teespring login."
Well,
all I can find are emails from Teespring saying, "You have changed your password. You have a new listing. You have a new thing." And I went, "Fuck, it's not here." He didn't. Okay, maybe we didn't share that one. We share one for the website and for Libsyn.
Well, the way Teespring works is you have a main account, and then you just add people that are designers, and so you're in there as a admin designer or whatever. So you have an account.
Oh, see,
and I think I sent you like, oh, hey, by the way, I don't know, I did this, or you were probably like whatever, but I don't know if I have to reset a password or something and send it to, I'll look into it.
Okay.
But anyways, we have a Teespring, which is, if you're not aware, it's like a company that does T-shirts for you, sort of on the fly. They print stuff and then send it to you. And it's the only thing that we have where you can support our show. And we have been doing like T-shirts and hoodies and like logo shirts. And then we have a couple of like funny shirts, funny haha shirts, and some stickers and stuff. Right. And, if you guys want some other stuff, let us know. saddadsclubpodcast@gmail.com. We're happy to add products up there. If you want a mug or something like that, that's easy enough to do. We can do that.
Yeah.
But if you go to our website, saddadsclub.net, and on the right column, you'll see a link for the SDCP gear store. Just click on the T-shirt, and it'll take you right to Teespring. And check it out. It's kind of cool stuff. And these are shirts that we have like tested. We wanted to make sure the quality was good, so we actually have had these now for, I don't know, 6-8 months or something.
Yeah.
And they wash up great. It's one of the most comfortable T-shirts I've ever owned.
Yeah, the inking hasn't faded for me.
Yeah, the inking process.
And that's coming
quality.
from both of us who've done some ingress like stuff where we've lost like the sticky the logo stuff has faded off.
Yeah.
And some of the stuff that we've put into. I think that was a really big concern for me because it was like, you don't want to be pushing out like, hi, you can get some of our merch, and then like 2-3 months down the road and a handful of washes, and all of a sudden you find yourself with like the iron-on or whatever it is like peeling off. I have not found that with the T-shirt.
It looks to be standard quality or high, standard kind of high quality-ish screening process. It looks like it's regular screening. So good stuff. That's the shirts that we have. And if you're interested and you want to support us, that's one way to do it for sure, other than listening to the show. And thank you for that.
Right. Click like and subscribe and all that other nonsense.
Yeah. And I'm not going to go through the list of places that you can get us because you can literally find our show everywhere.
Everywhere.
Like, I don't know. There's even repositories that have not surfaced yet that we are waiting to be put out on, literally. So if you can't find us, I mean, I don't know. Send us
here
an email.
Anyway. So.
Yeah.
Tell a friend how you
true.
found us, and we'll be good to go.
Absolutely. So anyway, we can move on from that.
Yeah. We were talking about churros earlier.
Oh, my gosh. So last weekend, we adopted a dog. And the dog came from a Shingle Springs place.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't remember. Foothill Animal Rescue or something like that. So their vet is in Folsom. So because we're adopting family, we have to get approval, but we take them to their vet, and then they pay for whatever's happening at the time because there's a couple known issues with him, like allergy kind of stuff. So over the weekend, we had to take Max to the vet, and when we were coming home, it was getting kind of later in the afternoon, and we were like, let's go to that place. And there's a place called, I think it's Brissa and Co, and it's a Mexican restaurant, bakery, and bar. And holy shit,
that's a really good combo.
Oh, and it was myself, Shanna, and Melanie, and we all ordered food, And then I just ordered an assortment of a dozen bakery items, like, hey, whatever you got, just mix it up. We want to try some stuff.
Right.
And so they gave us a box, and then we got like chips, and then we went to the park by the zoo there in Folsom and ate at a picnic table with our delicious. The food was amazing. I definitely recommend it. But they threw in a bunch of churros in the box.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, they are better than Disneyland's churros. Now they're stuffed, which
right.
I don't know.
So
some people don't necessarily like that, but I
this
love
came
it.
in for me. So August 1st, Venus and I had said we're going to start eating better and we're going to start exercise stuff.
Oh, that's where I came in.
Right. And what day was it? What day did you bring him over?
Saturday.
Saturday?
Yeah.
So it's like day
was day one?
Day one, month one. And I'm already like, here's my plan.
I'm eating
and
shrubs
Monday,
today.
Yeah. Monday starts the exercise stuff. And I get a hang on it. It's like, hey, are you around? You want some churros? And I'm like,
no, it was kind of later in the
yeah.
And I said, you got room for a churro?
And I'm like, fuck yeah, I got room.
And I said a churro, and then I brought over 2 churros.
And then you brought over 2.
Yeah, so fuck you.
So I'm already feeling
fuck
I'm like,
you and your diet.
Fuck, god damn it. Damn it. I was so close. I didn't even get past day one.
Well, I mean, really, if you
split
them up, everybody got a half a churro. I don't know what you actually did with them.
You know, I don't even think Piper wasn't even here.
Oh, okay.
But so you brought him over,
yeah.
and I'm giddy as a schoolgirl, like, and then there's 2. So get him into the house. I'm like, Jim's bringing us churros. And so we've got churros. So I made sure that Venus, really good, and they were still warm-ish.
Yeah.
They were wrapped in foil.
I wrapped them in foil.
It was a really good churro. I was not expecting the goop in the middle.
Which is funny,
the filling.
I swear I mentioned to you that they had a filling, and I couldn't remember what kind of filling
so
it was.
my first bite was like schmitzed, and I felt like a porn star, a gay porn star.
Not that there's anything wrong with
Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I took a hot shot to the chin of churro filling.
Did it make any sound like a or anything like that?
No, just the crunch of the crust, and then the of me going, oh, wow.
Oh, that was more than I...
Wow, he loves me.
I didn't...
Shit. That's fantastic.
Didn't see that coming.
Okay. Wow. Could have tapped me on the head or something, churro. So, fuck. But it was good.
Yeah.
But to me,
This is... do I have to call you Haywood? Do I?
Maybe.
Okay, keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah, just keep going, Haywood.
Unless it's like I think it's a mindset thing for me. Unless I know it's like a handmade, an in-house made churro.
Yeah.
The ones with filling to me already register as this is a prefab. Now I know Disneylands are prefabbed. I get that.
Yeah.
But when if I were to go to Nick's Tacos and get a churro and it had filling, I know that he was putting the filling in it.
Yeah.
It wasn't out of a box.
Yeah.
I know he makes them by hand there.
Sure.
So the churro was excellent.
Yeah.
It was probably on par, if not better, than Disneyland. But the headspace that it puts me in when it schmitz all over my chin was it came out of a box.
It didn't. That place makes them fresh,
but
man.
Do you know?
Oh, yeah.
Did you see it?
Did you see their bakery items?
I don't know.
My God.
So, although in the end it didn't matter because it was a really good churro.
Yeah.
And I would go there again to get a hot one and be prepared with the schmitz to make sure that it doesn't get lost on my chin.
Just wear your bib.
Venus and I split one easy. And then Xander had a couple bites of one, and then I had a funny Snapchat with Thomas the Thomas when we were at Disneyland having the Buzz Lightyear churros.
Yeah, aren't those dipped right?
They're dipped in the hot red hots or the cinnamon
it's
dust.
Not they don't give you a dipping sauce or
no, it's like
sauce.
It's like a powdered red hots,
Yeah, okay.
cinnamon red hots. I had a funny thing where I'm holding it and Venus like takes a huge gobble out of the side, and I make a funny haha. She did the same thing with that. So if she's nomming on it, they're good. Yeah. If it was too boxed ish and too prefab ish, I don't think. I mean, in all honesty, they were gone in 10 minutes or less after you drove away. I
got back to the house. I said, "Well, I dropped them off. Now, whether or not they're still around or on the planet,
they were probably gone before you got fucking home. That's how fast they were eaten, and that's how much I gave a fuck about the diet."
Well, if someone's going to offer a churro, I don't think you're going to turn it down.
No.
Yeah.
No,
See?
the answer is no.
Yeah.
I'll have zero fucks. Now, if I start getting people offering me fucking churros every day, then I'll probably have to.
This is going to be a problem.
It'll be a problem. And fuck you all for not respecting, my good diet.
And your will to eat churros.
Right. Because that's.
If you don't bring them, it's fuck you. And if you do bring them, fuck you.
Yeah, that's bitch mode. Don't do that to me, because I'll eat the churros and I'll hate myself in the morning.
And everybody else.
For bringing the churros. But please bring the churros. But it was good.
Yeah, no.
So I look forward. So what did you get as far as mains? Because it was Mexican, you said, right?
Yeah, I kind of went, considering we were going, we knew we were going to be eating it like in a different kind of situation, like not in the restaurant or whatever.
Right.
I ordered
so
a
they
fajita bowl.
They were what you would call COVID compliant. They was like a pick up and go.
They had table seating outside on the patio,
which is allowed.
They have a patio, and it was full, and there were a lot of people. The parking lot was full. A lot of people coming and going. Mm-hmm. I wasn't the only person there picking up orders, an order. But I ordered a fajita bowl, which was absolutely incredible. Their salsa was
the
really
protein?
Good.
Meat, beef?
I did steak.
Steak?
Yeah, it was really good. Everybody was happy. The girls got, I think they got avocado tacos. They loved those.
Really?
But considering it was sort of one of those things for me, was like, well, I kind of know I'm going to be eating, if I was eating in the restaurant, I'd probably get tacos or, something more traditional. But I was like, well, I'm going to get something in a bowl to be a little easier to eat and not make a big mess. But it was delicious. We'll go back for sure. In Folsom on Natoma Street is really good. I
want to say, when I rattled off the name to Venus, she didn't know what it was. She would know where it was because she just knows her and her dad just know Folsom like
so like the backside of what used to be Folsom High, that little road that goes by El Dorado.
Yep.
You take that road, and it's like the fields are on the left for the school.
Right.
And you just go down and turn left, and it's right there on the Thomas on the left.
They've got a really good donut right around by the high school.
Uh-huh.
That
the new high school or the
old Folsom High.
Yeah.
That I think her dad still frequents, and on occasion when he buys extra, they do maple bars with like a strip of bacon just fucking slapped on it, and it is like, okay, yes please.
That feels a donut with a maple bar, or a donut in general with a bacon slice on it. I mean, it sounds, because I don't get me wrong, I absolutely love. In fact, I had a BLT today for lunch.
Oh yeah,
with way too much bacon on it. But I don't know if I want bacon on my donut. Is it really? I mean, I've always been a little bit leery of.
It's one of those things.
Is it just a fad kind of a?
No. It's like one of those umami things, like the Bad Bakers and like they're like the flavor things.
Uh-huh.
Like it's not really greasy by any standards, but it offsets like the maple syrup, or like the maple lean,
I can see
the
that.
flavoring of the maple bar.
Yeah.
It just gives it a little bit of salt. It's like, chocolate and salt, or chocolate and like a hot pepper.
Yeah.
There's like a weird thing that happens between
symbiotic relationship.
Yeah. Like the Bad Bakers has what is that donut that they have? I think it's Breakfast of Champions, where it's got chocolate and Rice Krispies, like so crunchies, and to offset the sweetness, it uses bacon crumbles. So it hits a number of like the little things that you wouldn't think. You'd be like, that looks weird and awkward to me with that amount of shit thrown on the top of it. I mean, it looks almost gross.
Yeah.
Because it's like Rice Krispies and bacon. No one would do that.
That sounds weird.
Right. Yeah. But if you were to close your eyes and the crunchiness of the Rice Krispies, the sweetness of the donut frosting, and the saltiness of the bacon, it like creates this weird like, oh man, that's, it's like adding salt and butter to a corn cob.
Yeah.
Or Frank's Red Hot sauce to a corn cob with salt and butter.
Yeah.
It's an extra like, whoa, I wouldn't have thought about that.
Well, I'm pretty particular depending on the situation of like how crispy the bacon is.
Me too. I do not like uber crispy.
No, I love super crispy bacon.
Oh, no, fuck no.
And if it's going to be on a donut, it would have to be crispy.
They're crispy. It's not wiggly or limpy or soft.
Yeah, I don't like
it's crispy. Like it crunches when you
I don't want a flappy piece of bacon.
Right. It's like one of those things, like, I don't know about you, but like when I eat waffles or pancakes and I have sausage or bacon, like I'll smear the sausage in the syrup. It's like one of those things. On a donut, it's that same thing. There's like a sweetness and a saltiness that like makes a happy tongue thing, like a dance.
I'm not eating a lot of donuts these days, but
me neither.
Someday.
I ate a fucking churro, but
well, I mean, donuts, I brought them home.
The donuts.
We haven't been doing that very much, and we were like,
I was curious at what the rest of the stuff in the box was.
They were like
pastries.
Yeah, like pastries. Like some of them were chocolate filled, with like a, I don't know it's like a sort of like a crust on it, like a, I don't know, like a cake. Like a spread on top of the cookie that was crunchy, with like chocolate filling and then like a nice textured baked.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, and there was some empanadas like apple and a peach empanada.
Ooh.
Those were really good. And there was like they call them, I think they look like pigs. The cookie is a pig, but it's we just like cut it up and shared just to try it. But man, it was delicious.
Gotta have to try.
We're gonna go back for sure, just for the Mexican food.
Because they have that waffle place that we really like too. It does like sweet and savory waffles and
waffle experience.
Yeah,
I want to say
I would love to get back there too. That's in Folsom too.
Yeah, we've been there a couple
times. There's so many times that I would, but stuff and things are kind of keeping people from.
I know.
Fucking.
That's one of the things that what's happening is like I was telling my wife, I said, more than ever, like I've had the desire to like just go somewhere, because we were kind of getting a feel of like traveling. We weren't necessarily going to new places, but at least like with my daughter being away at school, like we would pop down and be there for a weekend or 3 days or something. And stay in a hotel, and that's always kind of fun. And then go to the beach and go here and try different restaurants and that kind of stuff, and then come home.
Right.
And, we were doing that every couple of months or so. And then all of a sudden it's like, we haven't done shit for 6 months or 5 months or whatever it is.
Easy.
And it's like, suddenly it's like, man, I really want to go somewhere,
Right.
But I don't feel like I'm comfortable staying at a hotel.
I would not.
You know what I mean? And
right.
Like it's like if we're going to go somewhere, it's going to be a day thing. The only reason why we went down to Orange County recently was just because we had a place to stay in Melanie's apartment for that night before we came home. That was
right. So you knew no one was in there.
Yeah, no one else was there. We were the only ones there. And Shanna went in and like Clorox wiped the whole place because we didn't know.
Hazmat, hose this shit down.
She did. She literally got Clorox wipes and wiped every surface that she thought we were going to touch. Bathroom, kitchen, table in front of the TV, the couch.
Nice.
Like she just Cloroxed every door handles, like you name it. She just hit everything. But it's sort of when you don't trust your environment, it's hard to.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm just kind of I don't typically feel cagey. I'm always the kind of person that says I could move to Maui because I don't leave the area very often. You know what I mean?
Right.
And there's places to go on Maui that take you several hours to get there. You're just on a different part of the island.
Right.
I feel a little bit cagey right now, just like because you really can't trust doing it.
Right.
And,
yeah, because I mean, where were we talking about the couple of businesses up in Placerville?
Oh yeah,
that are
like
just
Apple.
Yeah, they're totally AWOL with like common sense.
Yeah,
and like licenses getting pulled, and they're still like, fuck that.
Yeah.
Now that's one thing for the businesses to be doing that, but they wouldn't be doing that if they didn't have clientele showing up and
allowing them to do it,
and buying, you know, and paying checks.
Well, there was that one Apple place. I can't think of the name of the Apple pie place there off of 50, but they were basically telling people like, if you're wearing a mask, leave. We don't want you here.
Right. That's completely other
totally,
side of like common sense and you know, it's like why?
First of all, I would think that you'd want your customers to feel safe, in general.
Right.
So okay. I mean, if you don't want me to feel comfortable, then
person
I'm out.
Who's been in food service, right? To see, it's one thing to like talk about like the mask, 'cause it's like, okay, you know, you're gonna split hairs there and be, you know, pedantic and dickhead, fine. But like, I think their signage, you know, talked about the rubber gloves too, and it's like, okay, listen, I've been in food service. There are times in which you want to be wearing protective gloves. Yeah. For you to be putting out a blanket statement that like some of these basic common sense hygiene controls in the restaurant industry are stupid and oppressive. Even if you come out of this on the other side with a restaurant license, I don't feel comfortable eating there because your whole mentality about food prep scares the shit out of me.
Absolutely. If you're this lax, when there's a pandemic happening and people are fearful.
Right, and so you know,
how lax are you when just regular
Ted, the prep chef comes in and he's got a cold and he's coughing in the fucking like gravy.
Yeah.
Like, I'm glad we're on the other side of COVID, but I can't have any confidence that you keep your employees in check for basic shit.
Yeah.
And you put that on full display in your sign. Like, you did this to you.
Yeah.
COVID aside.
Yeah.
You did this to you. I'm like, what are you doing?
I mean, are you okay with people, like your employees, not wearing shoes around? Right. I mean, is that okay too?
You know, your guy on his 10-minute break is like clipping his toenails, and then he comes back in to fucking work dinner shift. Like, what?
If one guy's got an upset stomach, the busser or maybe one of the waiters has an upset stomach, and he takes a big old shit during one of his shifts, and he comes back and doesn't wash his hands, is that fine?
Is it? Yeah. What are you cool with?
Yeah. Where do you draw the line on?
We're just country.
Your food safety.
Yeah, no. No, sir.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't even know how we got here.
Donuts. The fucking bacon donuts.
I think I've seen them, but I haven't tried them. The Foothills Donuts has those.
Did our Dunkin' go out of business?
Did it?
I know. That's what I asked. Did it?
I don't think so.
Because I know they closed some. Like a downsize.
Not that I know
I don't think
of.
I've seen.
I feel like my
that
wife
would be my
know.
kryptonite too. I mean, it's so like audacious. Like a whole strip of bacon is on this maple bar, and it's just like, God damn it! I will pound a maple bar almost as fast as I will pound a churro, and if it has bacon on it, it's even more dangerous.
What about 2 pieces of bacon?
Yeah. Boy, if it had Jesus bacon on it, I would probably stuff the whole thing in my mouth.
Now, I will say this.
I will.
The Jesus bacon is about the only time I want a little bit softer bacon. Typically, though,
yeah.
I want crispy bacon.
And if you let it cool, I bet it would almost shell up, and then it would be crispy.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, because that stuff gets it's syrupy.
Yeah.
You know? But hey, I've got a story to tell.
Hit me.
Speaking of bacon, actually it has nothing to do with bacon.
No.
So my son has dated this girl for a number of years.
Hashtag Harpy.
Hashtag what?
Harpy.
Harpy. But while they were dating, she had got this Frenchie, and his name was Rex.
I love French bulldogs.
And so he's a funny dog, and she would bring him over to the house. Then they broke up. So she basically just dropped him like a hot potato. And then they started talking again. And so Rex had come over to the house, and I hadn't seen Rex. And Rex is a little bit wild. I get a little nervous around wild dogs.
Okay.
He's not a wild dog from the sense that he just lives
Jax
outside.
Is wild. So Jax makes you nervous?
It's
fair to say.
Yeah.
Because
it does. It makes
exciting.
me a little bit. Yeah, the excitability is. I don't dislike the dogs. I just get nervous. Like I don't know. I don't know how to handle it.
How do I
well.
approach this?
Yeah.
Because this dog is on 11.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Rex has that, and so he comes to the house, and he's just like, I'm just like, what the fuck's going on with this dog? And so I don't pay a lot of attention to him because typically Chandler's all over him, or Shannon will be all over him. So I was just like, okay, it's fine. But he has these eyes when he looks at you. It's like it feels like he's piercing you with his eyeballs. Like he can read your mind or some shit.
Yeah.
Almost like he reads into my fear or my uncomfortableness.
Oh, he wants to press your button.
I think so, right? So I got a little bit up topsy-turvy with him a little bit, and I was like, okay, I'll leave the room. I'm going to go in the bedroom, and I'm going to go just hang out on the bed for a minute. I'm going to play a game on my phone.
Okay. So
I'm in the bedroom, and all of a sudden Rex comes running into our room and jumps up on the bed, and I'm not, that's strange. Why is he in my room on my bed? That's weird. And he goes over, and I'm like on the right side of the bed. He goes over to the left side, and then he comes over and he stands right next to me. And I think, oh, that's really strange. Why?
He wants to be your friend.
I think, yeah, that's kind of, And then I realize the motherfucker is peeing on me. He's peeing on my bed.
He's making you his bitch.
Now, yeah, on my fucking bed. Oh my God, that pissed me off. I played it cool at the house, but it was like, because I didn't want Ashley to feel bad.
How did he get off the bed?
Oh, he peed and then just ran off. Like, fuck off.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, man.
But I don't know that he'll be back at the house again.
Yeah.
Not because he's unwelcome. In my mind, a little bit. Yeah, you fucking pee on me on my own bed.
You pissed on my bed.
Yeah, then fuck you.
Yeah.
But because
your person's doing my laundry.
Yeah, but because Chandler and Ashley are not speaking at the moment, so I don't know that he'll be back.
No.
But anyway, I just thought that was fucking weird. I've never done anything to the dog. I don't know. If I don't specifically spend extra attention with him or whatever. The dogs that I've always had have been super mellow.
Does the cat or anything like that hang out on the comforter on the bed?
Not there. I was literally in my spot where I would normally be sleeping, except the covers, the bed was made, and I was just like chilling on the bed and the pillows.
Weird.
And then so it was like he kind of went away, and I kind of looked down like, oh, fuck, why is it all wet? What the? He just fucking peed right here. Anyway, I just thought that was a funny story.
That's the opposite of like Armageddon right now. He gets pretty much like during the day. Yeah, during the day we don't have him in a diaper or anything because we pretty much have like a 2 to 3 hour, and that's funny.
That's a sad way to start that story.
Yes, every 2 to 3 hours man. We kind of keep him out. Take him outside and like force empty the tank, and that's.
He just has no control, right?
I think if he's in deep sleep, he doesn't.
Okay.
But if we get him up and we take him outside, he goes under his control.
Right.
And he, fully empties his own tank and then will continue to mark everything that Jax has marked. He'll go about his day.
The competitive nature is still there.
He's still there, and he has control. It's not like as soon as he crosses the threshold of the outdoor, he's like leaking piss all over the place. He doesn't. He gets to where he wants to go, and he empties the tank.
Right.
And then he goes somewhere else, and he tanks a little bit somewhere else.
Yeah.
But the general observation that we have is that if we let him sleep wherever he's at, and he gets into a deep sleep that's it's spanned more than 3 to 4 hours, he'll have an accident. He'll have an accident.
Yeah.
So, the new schedule is that and that especially gets difficult with how he sleeps. All the dogs, we've mentioned multiple times, all the dogs sleep with us on our bed.
Yeah.
So it has been problematic because Jax is so big that he sleeps between my legs. He
is a big dog.
And he's big. He's 70 plus pounds.
Yeah.
Jax will sleep on my side of the bed, either in between my legs or up at my left-hand shoulder. And he's kind of supplanted Armageddon in like the upper parrot position. So Armageddon will then sleep somewhere else, like between my legs or against one of the legs on the outside. But because Jax pins me under the covers, which normally hasn't been a problem, I can't get up when I feel or sense that Armageddon is getting up to make sure that he's getting outside. So we can't put him in the diaper because then he'll go outside and pee in the diaper and then come back inside.
Oh, man.
And then eventually the diaper fills up and he pees in the bed. He has an accident in the bed.
Yeah.
So I can't sleep in the bed because Jax pins me.
I see.
And I can't sleep on top of the covers because Jax will still, all of the dogs will still, in some form or fashion, pin me.
They're styrofoaming.
Right. Venus sleeps so soundly that she is not as aware as I am because most of the dogs all like flop onto me in some form or fashion. So Venus generally doesn't know. She sleeps soundly and she'll punch through it. But I will, and then I'm trapped. Like it's like turns into like some sort of like panic attack where I can't get out of bed because I am like handcuffed to the covers.
Yeah.
So we trade off nightly, and Armageddon sleeps with us.
Now,
the person on the couch.
If you're trapped in the bed and you have to move the dogs around in order to say get out of bed,
right?
Is that become a problem? Like the dogs are up and that become, or will they settle down and go back to sleep?
They'd settle down.
Okay,
but it's not worth the trouble because one of us, it's preferable that one of us gets a good night's sleep.
Yeah.
So it becomes such a trial for me to get a 70-pound dog up off of me so that I can try and get my own bearings to then get to Armageddon to make sure that if he's going outside, the diaper comes off so that he can pee like a normal dog.
Yeah.
And if I can't, she's up because I've just thrown or created enough chaos in the same bed that we're sharing that the 70-pound dog is now like, what did I do? What do you want from me?
Right.
And he starts stepping on her crotch or her boobs or who the fuck else or giving her Charlie horses.
Oh, shit.
So it's a thing. So we've been trading off on the couch, and that seems to work, but it obviously creates this awkward scenario where one of us is sleeping on the couch to make sure that the other one gets a good night's sleep because the least amount of effort that we can least amount of impact that we can cause to the rest of the house is that he stays somewhere else and sleeps with a person because that's all he's known, and we're not putting him in a crate at 12 years old, and I'm not gonna wall him off with like a kitty gate in a bathroom because he's 12 years old and all he knows.
He won't understand that.
He won't understand.
Yeah.
So we can't.
Why you do this to me?
Right. So this is the contract I signed as a pet owner, as far as I'm concerned, and he's my little guy. Yeah. So we trade off. It has created this weird awkwardness. So far, we're okay. When you start to delve into like the exercise stuff that we've started, it's a little bit harder, I think, on Venus because Monday. Oh my God, dude! When was the last time you did squats?
Do I have to answer this question?
Right. Let me tell you. We can shift gears to exercise.
I mean,
I consider myself a relatively fit person.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a index number or something that puts me over where I want to be.
Yeah.
Or where I should be as a healthy individual.
Like BMI usually.
Right. Whatever that number is. I'm sure I'm higher than what I should be in order to be considered healthy.
Yeah.
But I get out in the yard virtually every day that I can. Like I said, the last month I was doing push-ups every day. It wasn't 2 months ago where I was training for a half marathon and completed it at a record time. I am relatively fit.
Yeah.
Monday, I did 20 squats, a couple other exercises in between, then another set of 20 squats. And to start that, I did 15 minutes on a rower. I love the rower, by the way.
Yeah.
But my legs hurt so fucking much. It is something that will humble you fast. I'm like, I'm a fit guy.
Yeah.
This was 20 squats with 5 minutes of shit in between, and then 20 more squats. At no point during the squats was I like, I can't do these.
This is terrible.
This is too much.
What am I doing?
This was 24 hours later. Hey, buddy, do you know what hamstrings are? How about I show you each and every single muscle fiber that you have?
You remember those 40 squats you did?
Yeah.
You're going to pay for them now.
Every single minute. Like, I sit down and it's like, oh, it kind of goes away. And then I go up to get a glass of fucking water and it's like, hey,
we're here.
Hey, you want to feel like you rode a horse for 20 hours? Well, do 40 squats, dumbass. Like, unreal.
That's amazing.
And then the rower.
Yeah.
Like, I love cross training with the rower.
Yeah.
We have the funny story about my water. I have the water rower, so it's got like a tank of water, and that's a resistance thing. I bought that from watching House of Cards. The guy, Kevin Spacey's character has one in it, and I went, I would love to own something like that. I would love, because I'm not a bicycle guy, and I'm not a swimmer, but I think there's something important to have if you can afford a low impact to your joints exercise. Mm-hmm. Rowing is one of those things for me that fits. I'm like, oh, and it's like it uses water, not the fans.
Yeah.
So I don't have to worry about a fan blowing dog hair, or we didn't vacuum that week, and so there's not a dust problem. It's like a water, so there's water resistance. It sounds like you're on a boat-ish. It's awesome, totally awesome. 15 minutes on this thing, no complaints.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with squats. If you didn't know where your taint was, rowing will show you exactly where your taint is. And trying to wipe your ass after being on a rower after not having been on one for probably a year and change.
That just sounds like the seat's wrong or something.
No, it's because you're fucking shuffling your asshole back and forth on that little seat, and your butt cheeks are like just that little bit of movement. Oh, yeah. Squats for your hamstring and quads.
You might need to change the kind of toilet paper you're using. You know what I mean?
I use wet, as soft as... I'm ginger. I'm smooth.
I'm smooth
when it comes to wiping the ass. You know?
Well, I'm
not back there with a fucking 80 grit belt sander.
No, I'm just saying, like, with the pandemic shit and the toilet paper being a thing, right?
Oh, yeah.
We ended up buying instead of buying
like, whatever you got, I'm buying it.
Yeah. So that was like, okay, well, normally we buy Angel Soft. Now we're buying Cottonelle, and then also we're buying Charmin.
Yeah.
The Charmin Ultra Soft.
There's a difference.
Stuff is incredible.
Right. I gotta remember to ask Venus if her ass or taint hurts.
And I'll tell you what, I use way less Charmin Ultra Soft than I did of any other kind of toilet paper.
Really?
Yeah. I don't understand it. I don't get it, but it's pretty amazing. Yeah. But I'm just saying, if you need something really soft,
it's shit
worth
swole, man.
Oh gosh!
And like my thighs and my hamstrings,
it's like a little walnut stuck.
A little cranberry or something. I mean, it's tender. It's like fuck. Okay.
How's this chair treating you right now?
It's not too bad, but if I was to start sliding back and forward, I would be reminded exactly where the spot between my
maybe you just need to like
asshole was.
Pre-workout, you just lube up with some like Vaseline or something. You know?
It'll probably get like running where, I mean, usually it goes by really fast. I'll be honest, I just forgotten. I mean, it happens. Like if I don't row for a year plus and then I get on there and I just crank out like I did 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And maybe that's why Venus hasn't said anything about hers, because I only had her do 10 minutes, but 15 minutes. And it's like you walk away and you're like, oh yeah, I did row and it's good cardio. I woke up fucking Tuesday like, why is my ass hurt? Bad?
What was the lady who's got her daughter into college and put her on the rowing team? You think she ever had that problem?
Probably not.
Well,
I don't know, because that was all fake anyway.
I'm making a joke. She wouldn't know what that is.
No, she wouldn't. Hey, when you're rowing on the rowing team, did your taint hurt? When you started the season?
Like, what's the taint?
What's the taint?
Yeah. Oh, you have no idea? Then?
Oh.
You didn't.
Yeah.
You're not a rower.
You didn't know anything about that stroke shit. You fucking spoiled brat. You're just the Amazon sponsor queen.
Oh, man. That's funny.
But so it's... Yeah.
Well...
It's humbling,
We have had our workout aspirations squashed a little bit because of the dog...
Right.
Adoption. And this little guy, his name, we call him Max. He's just the sweetest little dog. But he was basically, from what I understand, in Lodi, living on a piece of property with a bunch of other animals, and is afraid of everything, and like needs to be leash trained. And I mean, there's just like so there's a ton of things that we have to work on with him. He is definitely warming up to us. He's definitely feeling at home. It's been 2 or 3 weeks now. But we it's kind of been a sad thing to see, like you go out back and he's running around out back and it's fine. And then you're like, oh, do you want some? He's panting, or you want some water? And we have a bowl out there for him or whatever.
Right.
You turn on the hose and get the hose out. As soon as he sees the hose, his whole demeanor changes, and then he goes into the back corner of the backyard and like lays down.
So he got squirted or something.
Squirted probably. Or hit or initially he wouldn't come into the house. We would have to like pick him up and be like, you can come in the house.
Yeah.
He would just stand out back.
That's funny, because the neighbor behind me, when her dogs bark at the fence, will like, Jack, I'm gonna get the hose. Do you want the hose? So it's not surprising that that's used as a fucking really big squirt bottle kind of thing.
Yeah, that and like loud noises and stuff. Like, so I'll give you, for instance, when we went to meet him, we had bought a toy to bring with us to see if he was playful, if he wanted to play, that kind of stuff. And so we're at the adoption place, and he comes out, and he's like, we're like petting him, and Shan's like, oh, we got you a toy. You want to play with your toy? And it had a little squeaker in it. Squeak. And he did the same thing, just immediately,
panic attack kind of thing.
Like, just got super small and wanted to have nothing to do with us after that. Like, wanted to go hide back in the back corner in the bathroom.
Oh.
And it was like heartbreaking to see that. It was like, it's just a toy, pal, like,
right.
We brought this for you to play with.
Right.
But he doesn't really know how to play. So that's the other. He's like a 1-year-old dog that doesn't know how to play or do all these things. It's really interesting to see.
Was it where he came from? Was it one of those, like, I've seen like a show or no, it's not a show. I think it's one of those
like
dodo Twitter things where they talk about people picking up pets from like a dump spot where people go to dump unused pets.
No,
or was it like a piece of property with a person that was probably treating him like shit?
We think it's that.
Okay.
And then I don't know what happened, but all the animals got surrendered, and like they came in and like hauled all the animals away and took them to adoption sites. There were plenty of them. When we found him, his name was Radish, and all the other animals had there was one named Onion, and there's a bunch of dogs that all had vegetable names, so I assume it was because there were so many of them. So it's kind of sad to see that, and he still, when we go on a walk, we'll just be walking, and he'll hear something. He very much is really tuned into his smell and his hearing, and even his eyesight. He will see something in the distance and just come to a dead stop and doesn't want to move, and then he'll just sit there and watch, and we're like, it's okay, buddy. They don't care. We're not going to let anything happen to you. He doesn't know what the fuck we're saying, but we're trying to assure him, like, hey, give him some pets. It's okay whenever you're ready.
Right.
And so that has really hampered our ability to walk, and it's fine. We have to adjust our expectations for him, or maybe do a walk with him that's shorter and then go on a walk on our own. We're still working that out, but we're still trying to go on walks. But
watching pet stuff, in fact, I walked into the kitchen somewhere in the middle of last week, and then Piper was watching something with kittens or something, and it was that Sarah McLachlan clip with like the foster thing, and I'm like,
fuck that.
Are you watching like a foster pet thing?
Yeah.
She's like, what? And she looks up and she's got like that teary-eyed, like it's about to go. And I'm like, I know exactly what you're watching. That's the Sarah McLachlan song clip is in anything about abused pets. I'm like, that thing's been going on since the 90s. Like, I know what you're watching. Get away from it.
The saddest song ever.
There was something. I mean, I was always a dog person as a kid.
Yeah.
Up at my dad's. And I loved the dogs, my dad's dogs. But there's something, it's a lot like it was with kids. When you have your own, there's something that, for me, that like changes.
Yeah.
Changed. And it's not a pet. It's a person. It's a person in the family.
It's a member of your family.
Right.
Yeah.
And there is it's almost like an instant trigger now where I see those like abuse videos or like the recoveries. It almost makes it like I can't. It just stings me. It's like to see that someone would treat an animal like that, because I have such a high reverence for four-legged family members.
Yeah.
And kids, particularly like the stuff going on down at the border with the kids that are in cages and whatnot, or child abuse cases. Like I can't, like there is something that like there's a switch that just flips where I can't, like I get instantly angry or instantly upset.
Yeah.
Whereas before it was just kind of like, well, I'm not a young guy. I don't have a dog, or I pet my dad's dog and I'll sleep with the dog, or we'll play fetch. But there is something for me that was emotionally changed once I had my own dog.
Yeah.
And it's likewise kids, where there is some sort of emotional string that gets added to your heart guitar, that when you see something that's counterintuitive to kindness and compassion and empathy, it just that's a wrong tune, and it's instantaneous for me. Like I can't stand it. It makes me sick.
Well, it's interesting because like our previous dog, Nacho, who passed away several months ago, he was a rescue, but he was a rescue because he got bit by someone else's dog.
Mm-hmm.
So he was in a situation where he, as a puppy, was trying to go get food from another dog's bowl, and that dog bit him.
Mm.
So he got an eye jacked up, but so it wasn't like he was a dog that was beaten by somebody.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't afraid of people. He had a little bit of thing about dogs, but he wasn't afraid of people. This guy, you can tell something is...
He's had a trauma.
He's had something happen.
Mm-hmm.
So he has this learned behavior of fear.
Right.
And so that is just heartbreaking to see that. And it's like,
right.
Hey, man, this is... I don't know if you understand what I'm telling you when I'm talking to him, right?
Right.
I don't know if you understand what I'm saying to you, but this is your family now.
Yeah, your safe space,
yeah,
buddy.
This is your home, and we're gonna look after you. And like, hey, this isn't. We're walking down the street. There's another person walking across the street
mm-hmm.
with another dog, and he's like, just won't move, and you're just like, dude,
it's okay.
It's okay.
Small baby steps.
Yeah. So it's heart-wrenching to know that he has that much fear in him.
Mm-hmm.
That means someone put that in him, which is sad. That just really bums me out.
And the thing that I'm slowly starting to figure out too, relative to those triggers, is something that I hadn't quite thought of, and it was women abuse. Particularly because
domestic abuse.
Yeah, because of Piper.
It's not different for a dog.
The treatment of men towards women,
mm-hmm.
And like the things like sexual predation, I guess probably is what I'm looking for, and consent. It just, man, like those types of talks. Who was I having this talk with? I think it was a couple weeks ago. I don't remember who it was, but it was, as a dad, and we joke about this, certainly with Mike and whatnot, about the jokes about the boyfriends. It's like,
oh yeah,
they won't find the body.
Yeah.
And you, as a dad and dude,
yeah.
But more so as a dad, you kind of almost put that out there as like a way to almost head off at the past the conversation of, I expect you as the suitor to my daughter or daughters or whatever gender your kids are, to have the same sort of respect for her body as you have for your own, and that I have for her. So, but without having that conversation, it's all kind of covered in this blanket of, I'm the dad, and when you come to pick her up for prom, I may have a gun or her.
Right.
And it hadn't really hit me until the last couple weeks, where it was, that doesn't really cover it. That, like, the joking and the funny haha doesn't really cover it, and that I need to make sure that she understands that no matter what, if she ever is in a situation that nothing needs to happen without her consent, and that I will hold whoever it is that takes that fully responsible. But there's no, I'm coming. I mean, I'm going to feel it.
Yeah.
But the bottom line is that I hadn't realized that the funny ha-has and the machismo, the testosterone deck hosing of, I'll take you out. If someone does you wrong, I'm going to take them out. I mean, I feel like that's still there, and I'm not going to take that off the table.
Uh-huh.
But the bottom line is, I think I was not taking the responsibility because I thought that would cover it. And so we had probably 2 weeks ago where she was standing there, she was going to leave for something, I think with like a small minor social gathering. And it was, you understand that your space is your space and you're empowered to say no.
Yeah.
And it was, I think I'll look at it different when Xander starts to get a little bit closer, the talk will be a little bit different. My dad didn't necessarily have the birds and the bees talk. Perhaps that was because I was responsible and I never caused trouble.
That we're aware
but
of.
Right. Allegedly. Hey. But I think times are different.
Yeah.
And the kind of passive aggressive, like eyeball or joking funny haha of a dad to a boyfriend or to a girlfriend of someone that you care about, that you understand that if she says or he says no, that means no, without actually saying it is not the same. It's a net new for me. It was a net new for me. But we had the talk.
Yeah, those are tough conversations to have with your kids in general. I mean, they're necessary, but they're definitely.
And I think I ended up walking out to the living room, and Xander was playing Fortnite with the bud. No, I can't remember what he was doing, but he wasn't online and in a chat. But I said, Xander, don't ever ask girls to send you pictures of their boobs or naked pictures, because that's rude, and don't do it. And everyone's going to find out anyway, so just don't.
Yeah.
He's like, okay. I'm like, good chat. We'll revisit this when you're a little bit older.
Yeah.
But, it's like, I'm not necessarily fearful of having those conversations. I think we've started those early. And that's different from when my dad, to me, not that I feel like we missed a beat there.
Well, I mean, you obviously turned out like a big piece of shit. So.
Right. I'm a terrible person.
I mean, your dad did something very wrong.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it's just a different way with different times. So to accept that, I think as new dads, you need to make sure that you're not necessarily passing on the same upbringing structure that you had before you, because things are different. Things are so different.
You can change that.
Right.
If you didn't like how it happened for you can change that for your own kids.
Right.
Yeah.
But,
I mean,
it's going to take work,
ability.
and you got to put the initiative out there.
Yeah, you have to be willing to do it.
Speaking of initiative.
What was that?
It was the clothesline clip that's weak in the ass.
It's apparently was working its taint out.
So our workout thing for Venus. So we're training.
Yeah.
This is where we end because we're close to time.
Okay.
So we're training for the Urban Cow Half Marathon. It'll be a virtual one, but we've set a date in just before Halloween that our training runs all the way up to there, and that's when we run.
This is different than the Suburban Cow?
Yes, it's totally different.
Okay.
It has a bigger cowbell.
Okay.
And more of it. Excellent. Anyway.
Glad we had that chat.
Good chat. So in this one, what we're doing is I'm Venus's pacer. So this is not about my time. I will complete it as long as she completes it. But I am her.
So are you a registered runner?
I'm a participant.
Okay. But you're there to pace her.
I'm there to coach her and help make sure that she completes it because she signed up. Mm-hmm. So she wants to complete it. I will help her. So the training is different because it's not in the past, it's I do my thing because I'm just flat out running at a faster pace. We're two different people training in two different ways. But with what we started on Monday, it is I will run at a pace and I'm your guy. Like you latch on to me however you choose to and you follow me.
I just am envisioning a rickshaw situation.
It kind of is.
Okay.
Right? And that's virtually, that's really what the purpose is. And to make it fun, I had Venus look for a baby Bjorn, which we didn't have anymore. But one of her like running hangout, like Facebook trading people had a...
You have an extra one.
They were getting rid of one. You take it if you want it. A hot swap kind of thing.
Is that so you could load Venus up and carry her?
She would fit if she wanted to, I guess. And I would do that if she asked me.
Okay.
But I don't think she would fit.
Okay.
So I acquired a baby Bjorn so that I can put the baby Yoda from the Mandalorian in it, and I run in it. Now today I didn't run in it, but yesterday I did, and we took a bunch of pictures and we put them on the fucking Twitter feed. We passed at least 2 people who had this big-ass shit-eating grin as they came past me.
And the Bjorn's on the front, right?
The Bjorn's on the front.
All right.
You cannot miss Baby Yoda. And I have his like little claw hand poking up, so it looks like he's like always waving. And the lid, the top of the Bjorn, like comes up just up to his button nose. So you can see his eyes and his big-ass fucking ears and like the collar-ish. It's like leaking out of his like knapsack jacket or whatever the fuck he's wearing, and his little hand. And we passed 2 people, and both of them were like ear to ear grinning.
Yeah.
When I think about like the last couple of things we've talked about, trying to stay optimistic and positive, and like being cagey and whatnot.
Yeah.
There are at least 2 people. It cost me nothing. There are at least 2 people in the city of Roseville that I put smiles on their face.
You made their moment for sure.
Of running with fucking Baby Yoda in a Bjorn. It's for 3 miles. I feel good.
All I
feel
have to
good
say
about
this is like, this is so you. This is so you. Right now.
And when I was pitching it, I was like, I need a baby Bjorn. And she's like, why?
What?
Why? And I went,
do you need to tell me about another family?
I'm going to run with the Baby Yoda in a Bjorn.
Yeah.
On our training.
Now, what did she think of that initially?
She laughed.
Okay. But did she think you would do it?
I don't know.
Because this is the kind of thing where you would say it. And
I guess she did, because she did the footwork in trying to make sure that we had the Bjorn.
Well, if you told me that you were going to do that, which I think you did mention it, I initially just thought to myself, well, this is going to fucking happen.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, it did.
This is a foregone conclusion that this will happen. So as you're telling me the story, I'm like, yeah, because this is how it is.
Yeah, I sent a DM to Kim, #Hi Kim, sister-in-law. I said, we're about to start something like it. We're about to start our running regiment. I said, my running outfit is totally fucking stupid. And like stupid. She's like, well, how stupid? And then I sent her like a fucking selfie of the Baby Yoda. She's like, oh, hell no. Like, oh yeah, we're doing it.
That's funny.
Doing it.
That's funny.
So it's those small things.
Yeah.
Small things. Yeah. I felt good. Like I said, today I didn't run with him because I'm a little concerned that I will over sweat him. But it'll be worth it to me. It was funny.
You don't want to jog his little brain.
Not a lot.
Too much.
And in the end, I've got another one somewhere, or I'll buy another one. It's worth it.
Yeah.
It's worth it. I was happy. It put a smile on my face.
Yeah.
The double whammy rubber neck of the couple ladies that ran by and just like,
that's not a baby.
That's not a baby. I saw the day I didn't get a smile, but there was a couple of kids that were picking up supplement lunches at Silverado. And there was a kid holding his mom's hand, and I know he saw it, and I waved, but I think he was still like, what was that? What am I looking at? Is that? And you could see like the hamster on the wheel, off the wheel, on the wheel, off the wheel. And I just kind of waved and ran past. I didn't see if he would like turned around to like point and like.
See, this is the kind of thing where you need a film crew to like follow you around, catch people's reactions.
It'd be funny. And we're running at lunch, so we're almost guaranteed to run into people.
Yeah.
And we have.
You should hire Datas to do that for you.
Like follow us around one time.
Yeah. Just with an Osmos pocket and just record people's reactions.
One of those rigs with the boom arm.
Oh yeah.
That'd be handy too. Anyway.
You get those 360-degree cameras that.
So if you happen to be in the Roseville area and you happen to see a dude running with Baby Yoda in a Bjorn, that's me. I hope it brought a smile to your face. Wave. I'll wave back. Baby Yoda will have his hand already up.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Maybe he was trying to do a thing.
That force thing.
Yeah.
Like I said, I didn't run with him today, but I felt like I almost need to, if I'm doing my daily Twitter thing, I'll put him in it somewhere. He's the coach. He's telling us how to do it.
He's putting his force on you.
Yeah. He could do a little taint massaging, and because
I don't think that's what Baby Yoda's
this?
for exactly.
Yeah, I don't know until you ask.
He could do it totally hands off.
Yeah, I know. Hey, man, you don't even have to do bad touch.
Just do this.
Yeah, I know you can do that rock shit, and you can like stop a mud horn. But
can you just massage this little walnut I got going on?
Yeah, could you help this? Come on, buddy. Come on. I'll let you hold the little ball bearing or whatever the fuck it is.
Oh, my God.
Anyway. So there you go.
Is that time?
That's time, sir.
All right. Well, all I have to say is thanks for listening. Wear the mask.
Wash your hands.
Wash your ass.
Do the kindness. And return the cart.
Return the cart. There it is.
We'll catch you next week. Wherever you see us as far as downloading, do the thumbs up if you enjoyed the show, or click like and subscribe on the YouTube episodes. We have the video there as well.
And tell a friend.
And if you're looking for gear or merch, you can check the YouTube episode descriptions. We'll have the links there, or the
website.
SadDadsClub.net. There you go.
Thanks again.
We'll talk to you next week.
See you next week.